Hey there, Marvel fans. Ever heard of a hero with the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns? If not, buckle up because today we're diving into the enigmatic world of Sentry, one of Marvel's most powerful and mysterious heroes. From forgotten memories to epic battles, Sentry's story is as thrilling as it is complex. So, who exactly is this Golden Guardian, and why is he such a big deal in the Marvel Universe? Let's find out. Origins of Sentry. So let's rewind back to the year 2000. Comic book writer Paul Jenkins and artist Jay Lee introduced us to a brand new character, Sentry, in the limited series, but here's the twist. Their approach was unlike anything we've seen before. They presented Sentry as a hero with a rich history, one supposedly intertwined with the entirety of Marvel's past. But wait, how could such a powerful hero exist without us knowing about him? That's where the genius of Jenkins and Lee comes in. They crafted a storyline where Sentry, whose real name is Robert Reynolds, was a forgotten hero. Due to catastrophic events involving his dark alter ego, the Void, the entire world, including Sentry himself, had their memories of him erased to prevent the Void's destruction. This retconned history allowed them to insert Sentry into past events, showing him fighting alongside iconic heroes like Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, and the X-Men. It was as if he'd been there all along. The narrative played with the idea of memory, legacy, and the impact one individual can have on the world, even if no one remembers them. It's a clever storytelling technique that added layers of depth to the Marvel Universe. By reintroducing Sentry as both an old ally and a new character, Jenkins and Lee created an air of mystery and intrigue. Fans were left wondering how this mighty hero could have been forgotten and what his return would mean for the future. Robert Reynolds, the man behind Sentry. Behind the shining hero is an ordinary man with extraordinary struggles. Robert Reynolds wasn't always a superhero. In fact, he started as a struggling individual battling personal demons. Plagued by anxiety, depression, and addiction, Robert's life was anything but easy. One night, in search of a fix, he broke into a secret laboratory and consumed a mysterious serum. Little did he know, this serum was a super soldier formula amplified 100,000 times. Instantly, Robert was imbued with unimaginable powers, transforming him into the Sentry. But with great power came great turmoil. Robert's newfound abilities didn't erase his vulnerabilities. Instead, they amplified them. His mental health issues persisted, creating a constant internal battle. The weight of his powers and the responsibility they carried often clashed with his personal struggles, making him one of the most human and relatable heroes in the Marvel Universe. Robert's story is a poignant reminder that even the mightiest heroes can face inner battles. His vulnerabilities make him more than just an all-powerful being. They make him real. Sentry's powers and abilities. Now let's talk about what makes Sentry so incredibly powerful. Brace yourselves, because his list of abilities is nothing short of mind-blowing. First off, Sentry possesses superhuman strength that rivals, if not surpasses, the mightiest beings in the Marvel Universe. We're talking about someone who can go toe-to-toe with the Hulk and come out on top. His strength is so immense that it's been described as the equivalent of having the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns. That's right, 1,000,000! Let that sink in for a moment. But it doesn't stop there. Sentry also has superhuman speed, allowing him to move and react at incredible velocities. He's been shown to fly to the sun and back in a matter of minutes. Speaking of flight, Sentry can soar through the skies and space at speeds that make even the fastest heroes jealous. His durability is off the charts. He can withstand extreme physical trauma, from withstanding blows from Thor's hammer to surviving in the vacuum of space without any protection. Essentially, he's nearly invulnerable. One of Sentry's most intriguing abilities is his energy manipulation. He can absorb, generate, and control vast amounts of energy. This power allows him to emit light, heat, and even project devastating energy blasts. Sentry also possesses photokinesis, enabling him to manipulate light. This ability ties into his power to create solid constructs made of light energy. Additionally, he has telepathic abilities, which include mind reading and even implanting memories or thoughts into others. Perhaps one of his most astonishing powers is his immortality. Sentry doesn't age, and traditional methods of killing seem ineffective. Even if he's disintegrated, he has the ability to reform himself. Moreover, He can resurrect the dead, as seen when he brought his wife back to life. His powers sometimes appear limitless, fluctuating based on his mental state. It's important to note that Sentry's powers are often tied to his psyche. When he's mentally stable, he's virtually unstoppable. However, his internal struggles can sometimes dampen his abilities. This dynamic adds an interesting layer to his character, showcasing that power isn't just physical, it's also mental and emotional. In essence, Sentry is one of the most powerful beings in the Marvel Universe, with abilities that can shape realities and challenge gods. His vast powers make him a force to be reckoned with, but also a potential threat if not kept in check. The dark side, the Void. But with all that power comes a shadow, the Void. The Void is Sentry's dark alter ego, embodying all his negative emotions, fears, and insecurities. It's as if the flip side of his incredible light is an equally profound darkness. The Void represents the destructive counterpart to Sentry's heroism. While Sentry strives to save and protect, the Void seeks to bring chaos and destruction. This duality is a central theme in Sentry's story. The two are locked in an eternal struggle within Robert Reynolds' mind, each vying for control. This internal conflict has massive repercussions not just for Sentry but for the entire Marvel Universe. When the Void emerges, it's a catastrophic event. He has the power to unleash plagues, manipulate darkness, and induce fear in even the bravest heroes. One of the most significant impacts of the Void was when he terrorized the Earth, leading to the decision to make everyone, including Sentry himself, forget that Robert Reynolds was the Sentry. The heroes believed that erasing the memory of Sentry would suppress the Void. This solution worked temporarily, but at the cost of losing one of their greatest heroes. The constant threat of the Void's return adds tension to Sentry's interactions with other heroes. They are often wary of triggering the Void, knowing the devastation it can cause. The Void also symbolizes the struggle with mental illness, reflecting Robert's battles with his own psyche. It's a powerful narrative device that adds depth to his character and illustrates the concept that sometimes our greatest enemy lies within ourselves. In essence, the Void is not just a villain, but a part of Sentry. Their relationship is complex and mirrors the balance between light and dark, good and evil within us all. This internal battle makes Sentry's stories both epic and deeply personal. Sentry's role in Marvel storylines. Sentry's influence on the Marvel Universe is profound, despite his relatively recent introduction. Let's explore some of his key story arcs and contributions. Starting with the Sentry miniseries, this is where we first meet Robert Reynolds and unravel the mystery of his forgotten past. The series delves into his relationships with iconic heroes, revealing that he was once a trusted ally. The narrative cleverly weaves Sentry into historical events, making it seem like he's been part of the Marvel fabric all along. Moving on to New Avengers, Sentry joins the team during a tumultuous time. His immense power makes him a valuable asset, but his unstable nature also poses challenges. The team grapples with trusting someone who could potentially turn into the Void at any moment. His interactions with heroes like Iron Man, Captain America, and Spider-Man highlight his desire to do good while battling his inner demons. In the World War Hulk storyline, Sentry is seen as the only hero powerful enough to stop the enraged Hulk. Yet, his reluctance to fight, due to fear of losing control, adds tension. When he finally confronts the Hulk, it's an epic battle of titans. The fight ends not with a definitive victor, but with both realizing the need to restrain their destructive powers. Perhaps one of the most significant arcs involving Sentry is Siege. Manipulated by Norman Osborn, Sentry becomes an instrument of destruction. Under Osborn's influence, Sentry's psyche fractures further and he loses control to the Void. The result is catastrophic, leading to the assault on Asgard. During the siege, Sentry Void battles some of Marvel's mightiest heroes, including Thor. The conflict culminates with Sentry begging to be stopped, realizing the extent of his own destruction. Thor, with a heavy heart, is forced to kill him to save the world. It's a poignant moment that underscores the tragedy of Sentry's character. Sentry's death doesn't last long, as he later returns, resurrected and more powerful than ever. His resurrection raises questions about life, death, and redemption within the Marvel Universe. His return also reignites concerns among the heroes about the potential re-emergence of the Void. Throughout his storylines, Sentry's interactions with other heroes are complex. Characters like Reed Richards and Professor X attempt to help him cope with his mental struggles. Others, like Emma Frost, delve into his mind to understand the depth of his internal conflict. These relationships highlight themes of trust, fear, and the ethical dilemmas of dealing with someone who is both a friend and a potential threat. Sentry's presence influences major events and character developments. He serves as a catalyst for storylines that explore the limits of power, the consequences of tampering with forces beyond understanding, and the struggles of mental illness. His narratives often force other heroes to confront difficult moral choices. In essence, Sentry's role in Marvel storylines adds layers of complexity and drama. His immense power, juxtaposed with his vulnerabilities, creates compelling tales that resonate with readers. He challenges the superhero's world, pushing the boundaries of heroism and exploring what it truly means to be a hero. Sentry versus other Marvel characters. When it comes to powerhouses in the Marvel Universe, Sentry is often at the center of heated debates. Let's take a look at some of his most notable face-offs. One of the most talked about battles is between Sentry and the Hulk during the World War Hulk storyline. The Hulk, angrier and stronger than ever, returns to Earth seeking vengeance. The other heroes turn to Sentry as their last hope. Their battle is monumental, showcasing both characters unleashing their full potential. In the end, they both revert to their human forms, exhausted, highlighting the immense toll such power takes on them. Another epic confrontation is Sentry versus Thor during the Siege event. With Asgard under attack, Thor steps up to stop the void-possessed Sentry. The clash between the God of Thunder and the man with the power of a million suns is nothing short of cataclysmic. Lightning flashes, energy explodes, and the very fabric of reality seems at stake. Their battle underscores the sheer magnitude of Sentry's abilities. Sentry has also faced off against Morgana Le Fay, Galactus, and even challenged cosmic entities. His powers often place him in situations where the stakes are incredibly high and the outcomes are unpredictable. Despite his strengths, Sentry's weaknesses lie within himself. His mental instability can be his undoing. In combat, if his confidence wavers or the void begins to surface, he can lose control, making him as much a danger to himself as to his opponents. Fans often debate Sentry's place among Marvel's strongest heroes. Some argue that his near-limitless powers and feats place him at the top. Others point out that characters like the Beyonder, Living Tribunal, or One Above All surpass him in terms of cosmic significance. The discussions highlight how power is perceived in the comic book realm and how storytelling balances these incredibly powerful characters. Moreover, some fans feel that Sentry's immense power can make stories less relatable, while others appreciate the exploration of his psychological complexities. Regardless of where one stands, it's undeniable that Sentry has carved out a significant place in Marvel lore. The psychological aspects. Sentry's story is as much about mental health as it is about heroics. Robert Reynolds grapples with schizophrenia, anxiety, and depression, which profoundly impact his life and actions as a superhero. His schizophrenia manifests in the form of the Void, representing the darker parts of his psyche. This personification of his mental illness serves as both his greatest enemy and a part of himself he cannot escape. The constant fear of the Void's emergence fuels his anxiety, creating a vicious cycle that affects his ability to function both as Robert and as Sentry. These struggles add depth to his character, showing that despite godlike powers, he's vulnerable to the same issues many people face. His battles with mental illness are depicted with a degree of sensitivity, shedding light on the complexities of such conditions. It's a reminder that mental health doesn't discriminate, and even the mightiest can suffer. Sentry's portrayal contributes to the representation of mental illness in comics. By bringing these issues to the forefront, Marvel opens up conversations about understanding and empathy. It challenges the stigma and invites readers to consider the inner battles that are not always visible. Sentry in other media. While Sentry hasn't made major appearances outside the comics, he's been featured in a few animated series and video games. For example, he's a playable character in games like Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, and has appeared in Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. As for the Marvel Cinematic Universe (MCU), fans have long speculated about Sentry's potential introduction. Given his complex character and the MCU's expansion into cosmic and multiverse storylines, it's possible we might see him on the big screen in the future. Imagine the cinematic spectacle of Sentry's powers and conflicts. So there you have it. The fascinating and complex world of Sentry, one of Marvel's most powerful and intriguing heroes. His story is a blend of unmatched power, internal struggles, and the perpetual battle between light and dark. Sentry challenges the traditional superhero narrative, reminding us that true strength isn't just about abilities, but also about confronting and overcoming one's inner demons. As a character, he adds rich layers to the Marvel Universe, prompting both fellow heroes and readers to consider the complexities of power and the human psyche. His tales are as much about epic battles as they are about personal growth and redemption. If you're intrigued by Sentry's story, I encourage you to dive into the comics and explore his adventures in more depth. Who knows what the future holds for him in the Marvel Universe?